Yo, it's the MOPOWERZ, and we are BACKAGAIN on another fantastic sucker-free night on the LIVE. And if this is your first time watching the MOPOWERZ, I ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Awesome shirt, eh? Paisley Park. If you've never been to Paisley Park, it is an experience for you all. Anytime you come to Minnesota, just go right over to Chan Hansen. As you can see yesterday I made a video in regard to Jason Van Dyke, right there at the Wall of Fame on First Avenue. Yeah. Let me try to get some more light in here because I'm on the FLY. Maybe that's better, okay? That's what we got for the lighting right now, okay? But anyway, before we get started with today's conversation, I've always talked to you all about food shortages that's coming up. And believe it or not, guess who's running out of French fries? In fact, has taken French fries off of the menu in McDonald's in the Philippines. Yeah. Malaysia. Yeah. No more fries on the menu. So if they're having problems over there and they're starch experts, where's it coming next? Or who is it going to hit next? That's just for French fries, okay? You got other people out there, big YouTubers talking about buying back land that was stolen from us. Why should people have to buy back anything that was stolen from them? And even if they did buy it back, who's to say that the very same thing that happened in Black Wall Street won't happen again? Will Black people be more fierce in regarding to protecting that which they have built? But from my standpoint and seeing the generation that we're dealing with, that's an impossible task. That's an impossible task. But the question remains, why should you have to buy back anything that was stolen from you? If a person broke in your house and took your TV and your bed, would you go back to the criminal and buy your bed back from him? I'm just saying. Think about it. Now, granted, I'm not saying that we don't need to be separated from the evil people. I'm not saying that. Because if you're evil, you're evil. If you're good, you're good. And when I mean evil people, I mean all evil people. If you're an evil person and you like doing mischievous things and you like to cheat people in order to beat them, if you're a consistent thief, right? If you sell drugs and you have no respect for life and you want to be with all of those evildoers, go over there. We don't care what color crayon you are in the box because everybody's good. Some people are good and some people are bad. Whatever hue you came into this world in is irrelevant. I'm just saying. So we need a section of this world for good people and a section of this world for bad people. Because as I stated in a prior video, this society is a prison for the righteous. It really is. And speaking of the righteous, how many of you all feel that you're righteous because you follow God or believe in God? Right? Believe in God, raise your hand. If you believe in God, raise your hand. If you don't believe in God, raise your hand. If you're an atheist, raise your hand. Now, Is there any difference between an atheist and a person who believes in God? Just from my standpoint, I say no, if you really look at it for what it's worth. Now, you have those people who believe in God and they say that they try to follow the Bible, which is a lie because we know that's a lie. I mean, look at the world in which we're living in, okay? That's a lie. And they need a book. They need instructions from a book to tell them how to live, which is insanity. You were born encoded with how to live naturally without a book. And that's what the atheists understand. Okay? And just because atheists don't believe in God does not mean that they do not believe in what is right and what is wrong, because that's exactly who they are. They are really humanist, caring for human needs versus a book need. But if you really look at the book and if you follow the instructions to the book, it'll really give you your own nature within yourself. So you really don't need the book. And the atheists don't need the book and they don't read it, but they still do good because it's in them naturally. Who is that in the chat? Salute, OG. I appreciate the knowledge. Wow, I appreciate you being out there in the chat. Let me say something in the chat here. Thanks for viewing. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. There's really no difference between an atheist and a person who believes in God. In the Bible, it gives you commandments to follow, right? The Old Testament, it gives you 10 commandments to follow. Isn't that within your nature? You don't need anybody to tell you what's right or what's wrong. That's just like a kid going into a cookie jar, right? And his mother or his dad tell him, don't go into the cookie jar. Yet and still, he or she goes into the cookie jar. And after they have crumbs all over their face and their parents ask them, did you go into that cookie jar? And they're going to say no, but yet they got crumbs all over their face. I'm just saying. You got that? It's like they have these big debates on who's who, like, because God is supposed to rain down from heaven and kill all of the sinners, or you go to hell, right? Well, if that's the case, everybody's going to hell. If that's the case, and the first ones is going to hell is the preachers, okay, and the people that actually copyrighted that book, because they copyrighted that book under devilish intent, because they rewrote everything and made them fit their society for their rule, right? Atheists, on the other hand, just say that, we're going to live, we're going to die. You have bad people, you have good people. We don't need a book. We don't need some God to tell us what's already in us. So really, an atheist already know that he is God, even though he say that he don't believe in God. And then you have those who believe in God that follow religious needs before human needs. What does that make you? Because just from historical standpoint and the etymology of words and research that I've done, God did not make man made God. So the atheist is correct. And in fact about it, when you study the world's oldest educational system on the planet, which can be found in the Egyptian mystery system, which most people use today in the Masonic order, that they've changed and washed it around, whatever they did to it, okay? But needless to say, that when you go through the chambers of the Egyptian mystery system, and just from my understanding and from information that was received through Dr. Ben Jehoiakim and Dr. John Henry Clark, they say that you have to go through the Egyptian mystery system for 40 years in order to become a priest. But in all of that, when you get to the priest level and you get to that secret level, you will find that they teaching you that you are really God. That's just keeping it a buck. That's not even up for debate. That's not up for debate. And if you have any other answer than the one that I just gave you, you are WRONG. And you can go all through the masters, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Ben Jehoiakim, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., and so on, Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan. Hey, even the last two, which I just mentioned, right? Some people have some bad things about them, but yet they told you the truth and who you were. Can't fight truth. What you say there? Who's that there? Sweet girl. How do you mean create God? Yeah, because man created God. God did not create man. Now, when you hear somebody say that they heard God say this or say that, who's doing the talking? Is it a man talking or is it God talking? Who wrote the book that you read, that people call the Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth? Who wrote that? Man wrote that, right? Man wrote that. And if you take out the two B's that's in the word Bible, you will come up with the word lie. I'm just saying. If God created man, and according to Genesis chapter 5, God was distraught and hated that he created man because of his sinfulness and his wrongfulness. So if God is God and he created a man that he hated, that means God made a mistake. And according to believers, God don't make mistakes, right? But yet and still, you have people who want to fight for God, but have not asked the question, what kind of God is a God that needs you to fight for him? It's not making any sense. I'm just saying. Now, if God created man, right, wouldn't he save man? You say, well, he gave the devil permission to do what he's doing. He gave the devil permission. That means that he gave an angel whom you're not even calling a God, which the devil really is a God, but he's an angel at the same time. Okay, that even makes it more freaky. I'm just saying. Needless to say, you mean to tell me that in the book of Job, the creator God makes a deal with the devil, and he tells the devil to do this to Job. And he tells the devil what Job is not going to do in regards to him defiling him. He said, you can do whatever you want to do to him. Just don't kill him. So could that be the same with all of us? I mean, that's like a trick. So your God is, that they've taught you to believe in is full of tricks and treachery, sets you up for a system that's designed to fail. Think about it. Even if you're religious, and I like this about the atheist people, because the atheist people understand that religious people are taught or raised for a world that does not exist. It does not exist. It does not exist. I'm just saying. And speaking of God, where is God? Where is God? Is he on vacation? Is he smoking some weed? Or is she at the spa? Is she getting her nails done, her toes done? What is God doing? Because many people say God is man, and some people say that God is woman. Whatever you choose to call your God, where are they? Because I don't see one that they taught you about in that church, in that synagogue, in that mosque, in that cathedral. That God does not exist. Because if God did exist, that God that they taught you about did exist and was all powerful, all knowing, and all seeing, how could he let the devil destroy the planet? Huh? How could God not uproot these evil people? that he is allowed to rule his garden. Are you serious? God, the people who believe in God and atheists are the same, and they don't know it. They have no idea that they don't know it because they're too caught up in bickering about there is a God and there's no God. But when they understand what's in the Bible and what's in nature, they will see that they both believe in the same thing, which is doing right. I'm just saying. Just because you are atheist doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're going to hell. I mean, hell, tell all them white presidents, that they going to hell, okay? Tell all of those cops who killing all these black men that they going to hell, right? Tell the Ku Klux Klan who keeps burning crosses that they going to hell, and see, don't they laugh at you? I'm just saying. And you must remember that the KKK is a Christian organization. I'm going to say that again. The KKK is a Christian organization, and they burned crosses. So what is that telling you? Are you an atheist or are you a believer in God? Let me know what you think in the comment section. It's your brother MOPOWERZ, where knowledge is power. I'm sorry about the last 2 days that I haven't been able to do a live. I've been moving around on the fly and everything. And like I said, as you can see the video that I did yesterday. Hell, I'm in Minnesota. Okay. But tomorrow, I'll be back with another live. What you say now? Yeah, I appreciate you in the comment section. Glad to catch you live. I appreciate it. Press that subscribe button. Press the subscribe button, and you can always find out when I'm doing a live. You just have to hit that notification, that bell button. After you press the subscribe button, press that bell button so that you can receive all of the notifications when I place or upload videos. Okay. And if you haven't checked out my other channel, The Mo Show Chicago, TheMoshow Chicago, by all means, go over there to that channel. Check out the videos there. Some you may like, some you might not like. It's a variety of things going on over there, okay? Press the subscribe button and that bell button. What do you see out there? Are they really Christians, believers in God? After the information that I just gave you, they would have to say that they're really atheists, and atheists are believers in God, and God believers are really atheists. There's really no difference. They both believe in doing good. One just is brainwashed to go this way from a book versus going into the nature of themselves, which is righteous. You don't need a book to be righteous, right? Atheists don't. I'm just saying. And besides, religion was made to control people, to brainwash people. Let me ask you something. If you was God, whether if you're a man or a woman, and you saw your home, which is earth, because you made earth, right? And it is your garden, right? And you got all of these people that you created, and they are defiling it, destroying it. What would you do to them? Would you wait for them to wipe out the whole entire planet? No, no. You say what? Those monsters pray together. Yes, they pray together. I mean, like, if you're gonna do good, you're just a good person. If you're gonna be evil, you're just evil. And I just find that the most people that I find to be evil are religious people. People who say that they believe in God, people who follow the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran. They are the most treacherous people on the planet. Believe that, because your slave masters say that they was Christians. The Quakers say that they was Christians. And the Pilgrims, what did they do to the Indians? Okay. They slaughtered them, but they called themselves Christians. They killed them after the Indians brought them in, had them dinner, taught them how to make food and grow food for themselves because they was from Europe somewhere, and they still killed them. But they say that they was Christians. I'm just saying. That's not even up for debate. A great example of that would be in this book entitled Before the Mayflower. If you haven't read that book, I highly entitle you to read it. I'm not going to keep this live long. What you got out there? Yeah. So all of those that's out there in the live, I really thank you all. And I want to mention your names out there. Miss Lady, Sweet Girl, Nick Knob, April Woods, and somebody else. I just want to thank you all for being out there, because you could have been doing something else, but you're watching the LIVE on the MOPOWERZ. What's that? Yes, Before the Mayflower. It is an excellent book. If you haven't read it, check it out. I'll be back tomorrow. I can't say the exact time, but it will be tomorrow before 10. So I want to say around 8 o'clock, something like that. Be on the same bat channel around 8 o'clock tomorrow, MOPOWERZ. And for the 2 days that I did miss my live, I'll make them up for you in the end. So don't worry, but we got lots of videos coming up. What's that? Proud supporter. Wow, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And like I said, share the information with your relatives, friends, and coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. But then again, you can't have a conversation with everyone. Sometimes you can't throw your pearls before swine. Remember that, you all. Put that in your Rolodex. It's your brother, the MOPOWERZ, where knowledge is power. Remember, it is your third eye that makes you shine like jewelry. And if you haven't done so by our means, press the subscribe button below. See you tomorrow. Peace out.